Hi, and thank you for the opportunity. I am, okay, so yeah, the slides. So I am Inês Cortes da Silva, and I'm going to present the contribution from Manuel Bonfim State School, which is a school in the state, in the city of Arauá, Sergipe. Next slide, please. So I'm a teacher of English since 2011. I have a master's in education, and also I have been a public school teacher since 2014. And I've been teaching at Manuel Bonfim State School since March of this year. Next slide, please. So this is the city I work at. It's a small town, actually. It's 152 years old. And the population is no more than 10,000 people, as you can see. Next slide, please. This is our school, and it has been serving this community since 1951. And basically everybody who works here has attended the school. The principal, next slide, please, can be seen in the next picture. His name is João Luiz, and he is an alumni from the school. This is also a teacher, and this is the day that the school has received an award for its amazing results it's an award from the schools that have had the best development in reading and writing skills. Next slide, please. And this is our school, our students, and the places that we have, the school facilities. Next slide, please. Yeah, you can also see a little bit of my students interacting in the lab and in classrooms as well. Next slide, please. So this is, you can see a little bit of our activities. This is a traditional St. John celebration. Next slide, please. And also a St. John celebration, please. These are just some pictures to illustrate. Next slide, please. You can also see these are the kids and interacting. This is me with them in a classroom. And next slide, please. Okay, so the focus of my that I will use the time that I have here on this opportunity is to talk about the age grade distortion special groups, because with the learning crisis, we have realized how insufficient their reading and writing skills are. And this stands in the way of other activities that we want to develop because they, unfortunately, after not only it was way before the pandemics, but after the schools reopened, we could see how much they needed the support of us teachers to help them improve. So this is the age grade distortion group that I have. These kids have failed school repeatedly. A few of them, some of them actually, they have jobs to help support their families. And it's hard to keep them in school because all they want to do is leave. Next slide, please. So this is what we do. We try to make them remember that, first of all, they're children, and that they need to have fun, and that learning can be fun. So our biggest challenge at the beginning is keeping them at school. So our school provides at least 3 hot meals a day, and this is a big deal here. Next slide, please. We also have an amazing library. We play games, we use technology as much as we can, since most of these students don't have internet access outside of school. Also, some of them don't even know how to use a mouse or a laptop. The only thing that they know how to use is smartphones. So that's what we use. Next slide, please. So we also focus on the developing of the reading skills through games, and also by talking to each child and trying to diagnose, what their needs are, because this lack of this foundational skills, of these foundational skills actually stand in the way of them learning other subjects such as chemistry and physics. You know, I remember a particular time when I was teaching English to a group of high school students, and they had to walk around the room and ask questions to their, you know, their classmates, and they were unable to fulfill the task because they were unable to read. They have spent 2 years at home, and we know that not all of them had access to you know, data plans or computers. So the pandemic, the distance learning experience was different from, you know, for each student. Each one of them had, you know, a particular experience. So now that we're back, we try to use everything that the school can offer, providing them with a safe space. You know, we don't have violent cases here. We try to promote a culture of peace and discipline. And this is what we have been doing so far. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is the reading class. I am a teacher of English, but at the beginning of every class of mine, I have 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to get them to read whatever they want, what they need to read. And we have this amazing library that makes everything easier. Next slide, please. So we have the gym, they love the gym, and this is a positive versus negative numbers dodgeball game that was created by, that was conducted by our math teacher. So, you know, our teachers, we as teachers here, we try to diversify our teaching practices, you know, to get them out of the classroom, because usually they're very bored at the classroom. So we use all the facilities that the school has. Next slide, please. Yeah, so we have the acceleration program in Sergipe, Programa Sergipe na Idade Certa, and they are responsible for creating this amazing material and also teacher instruction to help students who are behind, you know, in the age grade distortion situation. And they have been doing amazing progress in this area. Next slide, please. And these are students, there are high school students, and we just want to say thank you for the opportunity to share this. And it's like Paulo Freire once said, the Brazilian educator Paulo Freire once said, teaching is not about transferring knowledge, but creating conditions for learning to happen. And this is what we have been doing here in Sergipe, Brazil, in the city of Arauá. Thank you so much for the opportunity.